you've been in a bunch of
Hippie,
left-wing places your
hippie
entire life,
towns, of
and
course.
you
Yeah,
lived in a bunch of not left-wing places your entire life.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there some magical majority of liberals running around calling themselves socialists that you've ever interacted with?
Sure. Yeah.
There is.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you're saying this with a very sarcastic tone of voice.
No, I mean
No.
they don't shy away from calling themselves socialist, I think.
Hmm.
But most people you'd ask them, "Well, what does that mean? What is a socialist?" And they'd be like, "I don't know."
Okay, so you're just saying that there's stupid people that don't know what socialists are that identify as socialists.
Most people will not answer as clearly as you and I do.
I
Socialism is the
understand that.
abolition of property
Private
rights.
property. Yes.
Right. And then they'll come at you and they'll go, "Listen, I'm a smart socialist and you're a dumb person. You don't even know the difference between personal property and private property." And I'll be
Okay,
like, "You're a dumbass because I do know the difference because
right.
I've argued with fucking idiot socialists
Yeah, okay. Dope, you
continually."
dope. You understand that if you say Adam is correct, you're saying that you're wrong. Because what Adam is saying is not what you're saying. Adam is saying that there's a bunch of fucking idiots out there that don't know what socialism is that identify as socialist.
Yeah, of course they
There's not
do.
actually a person who identify. It's not like like you go to these bread tuber people who are actually socialists, who identify as socialists. They don't identify as fucking liberals. They hate liberals. They hate liberalism. What are you talking about? This is such a crazy argument. And the problem is, it's it does trigger me because you have a bunch of people who want to pretend like they are outside the system. They see the matrix and they just want to. They're like, oh, I'm so glad that you're fighting like left wing propaganda, but then they just want to suck up like a fucking like a Hoover vacuum. They want to suck up all the right wing propaganda and assume that that is fucking true.
Well, I think a lot of the people who call themselves socialists would just do it to trigger the conservatives. They'd be like, "Oh, conservatives hate socialists,
Yeah,
so
nowadays,
I'm a socialist."
sure.
Yeah.
This is a relatively recent phenomenon. Okay.
Hmm.
The idea this is like crazy and like Brain and these like fucking people that have their heads up the right wing
Don't
propaganda ass
Brain
shit.
is a saint, okay?
Yeah, okay, whatever. It's like, oh, in the 90s we were just swimming with fucking socialism. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? Well, I don't know what anyone that says that didn't actually live in the 90s. Okay. They
I
didn't
lived in the
actually live in the
90s.
90s. Anyone that says that.
Hmm.
So,
I was going crazy in the 90s, man. I was following my bliss, which meant doing a whole lot of drugs.
well, that there you go. There you go.
I got to stop talking about that. People in the comments were saying they somebody in the comments called me a burnout, and I was like, "What the
Ouch.
fuck, a burnout?" I don't think of myself as a burnout.
Mm.
Nowadays I rarely smoke weed because I have to work on the comic all the time, and I draw a lot faster when I'm not blazed out of my mind. So
Brain, you're a pussy ass bitch who I've invited you to come on a million times and you always refuse.
look, he
You
doesn't want
always
to come on,
refuse because he wants to sit in the chat and give us money,
which is great.
which
Why?
is fine,
Look, we all have our role to
which is
play.
literally the only reason I fucking tolerate Brain.
Why? I like
Because he
Brain.
says constantly like the dumbest shit ever. And he refuses to ever like explain any of it. When there was one time, what was it? Wait a minute. There was one time he said
Adam
something that was
was on the
actually
hero's
smart.
journey in the 90s following his
Wait,
bliss.
see, no, this was the
Pretty
thing, wasn't it?
much. I mean,
He left a comment, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Brain actually had a coherent, articulate
yeah,
thought,
I read that comment on
and
the. Yeah.
I said, Brain, why can't you have coherent, articulate thoughts in the chat? Why can you only have coherent, articulate thoughts in comment sections? Okay, what the fuck? And even in most of your comment sections, you leave garbage comments, by the way. So
Nah. Stop insulting our fans.
I
Come
will
on,
not. I
they're
will insult the fuck out of them.
stop insulting valued members of the Sitch and Adam
No,
community.
I will
Okay.
insult everyone I want. Okay.
Brain need does I brain how come brain doesn't does brain have a wrench?
No,
How come brain doesn't have a wrench? That
because
doesn't
he's
make any
never gonna
sense.
get revenge. So.
Okay. Look, Brain has been a member for like 5 months. Brain became a member forever ago.
Well, okay, wait a minute. So what? Should we sell out our principles just because someone gives us money, Adam?
I mean, no, obviously not. But I like what it's good. Brain keeps us honest. Brain gives the counter
Brain
argument.
doesn't keep us honest. Okay. People who leave actually good comments where they say, well, I disagree with X and they explain it. Okay. That can keep you honest. You say, okay, well, maybe this person's right. Maybe I missed something. But just saying, like, no, you're wrong. You're stupid. That doesn't do anything. It does literally nothing. When a bunch of Zoomers come in who literally
Brain.
just like have grown their first pubes, think that they know the way American society has been existing for the last. This is the problem, and this is what the leftists do, and it drives me crazy. Every idiot person assumes that whatever the current paradigm they're living in now is the way things has always been, and it's so remotely untrue. The current paradigm, the current woke paradigm that we're in right now, is so fucking different than anything in my lifetime, let alone my parents' lifetime, let alone my grandparents' lifetime.
Okay. Brain for $2 says, Sitch so mad liberals, in quotes, liberals, are cool with socialism, rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Liberals, I mean, not liberals as in what we call liberals, not, descriptively liberals.
But this is the problem, and you're playing into it very stupidly.
I am right okay
because you're trying to be funny. But this is the problem. There's so many people who are anti-SJW who, thank you, Akilan, who just say, "Oh, these fucking liberals or this fucking left," and they just have this blanket idea of the left, and they just absorb every stupid right-wing propaganda garbage ever. And you can't say that you're some sort of truth seeker, Adam, some sort of enlightened centrist, if you're going to play into dog shit categorizations of everyone. I mean, this is literally Sitch Adam's law is we're going to grab an extremist and we're going to paint everyone that's part of that movement as part of that. And that's one of the most common techniques is that people on the right will say, oh, here's a socialist, here's some extremist leftist type. I'm going to say anyone that is not on the right is a socialist.
Right.
That's the technique. Okay, but that's what's happening when people make this whining comment about, well, liberals and socialists are the same thing. They're doing that.
This is exactly why I think it's a bad strategy to link wokeness and Marxism. Because you come off as that dumb right winger that can't distinguish between different
to someone who doesn't know
what
to someone who doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Well, you come off like that's the people on the left as well.
No, because if you listen to someone like if you ever listen to fucking Sneeko, who has a very limited knowledge on any of this shit, but has much more of a mainstream appeal and knowledge than we do. Okay. He just says liberal this, liberal that, liberal this, liberal that. He doesn't understand the distinction between a liberal ideology and a Marxist ideology. By me making that, I'm making specifically that that distinction for a very particular reason. It would be so much more beneficial to our society as a whole if people understood these ideologies and how they differ from each other. And that's why I'm not trying to play into that. That's why I'm trying to make this clear distinction. And so when people say, no, they're the same, they're fucking wrong. They're not only stupid, not only are they self-defeating, but they're wrong. They're literally going to make people on the left LARP themselves into becoming socialists by attacking them as socialists. It's insane.
Okay. I mean, so much of it is based on just the perception of the individuals. And we're arguing over, what is the greater number of individuals, I guess. So like I said, I don't think people are upset at being called socialist, especially if they're not socialist. And I don't think they mind.
That's because they think they hand wave away like, oh, no one's a socialist. They don't think it's a real thing. That's why they don't care about it.
Right. I agree.
No, hold on. You understand that that's completely different than what we're talking about. People in the chat are saying, and what you sound like you were saying was that, oh, if you call liberals socialists, they don't mind because they don't have a problem with socialism. That's a completely different idea than saying, oh, people on the left don't mind being called socialists because they don't think socialist is a thing. They don't think that they're real.
Right.
That's a complete, those are not only that completely different, those are literally opposite ideas.
True, but they lead to the same outcome. They don't
No,
really
they
care
don't.
about being
No,
called socialist.
no, oh, yeah, they lead to that same outcome, but they lead to a completely different context than what the people and so what some of the people in the chat are trying to lay out. Some of the people in the chat are trying to lay out the dumb, simplified, everyone on the left is a socialist, idiotic argument. Okay, that's what they're trying to lay out. You can't form.
Did you take Brain's wrench away?
Of course I did. The moment that you gave it to him.
Oh man, that's hilarious. He didn't even get one chat.
He had one chat. I saw.
Oh, that's good. That's funny. We tried, Brain. What is why is this the hill to die on? Let's move on to that. Is this the hill to die on?
It is because I'm not going to be here just to say, oh, look at how much I'm not going to be the disgusting person who pretends like they're a truth seeker, who pretends like they're trying to be anti-tribal. I'm not going to be the fake enlightened centrist who says, oh, listen, I'm outside the paradigms. I can see things the way they really are. And I'm just going to shit on the left, and I'm going to eat up all the garbage the right gives me. No, you have to call out the dumb shit on both the left and the right. If you want to see reality, that's what you have to do. If you're not doing that, then you're just another sheep and you're just deluding yourselves that you know some, divine wisdom. It's so easy. It's so incredibly easy for someone to say, I can see all the flaws of my opponents, okay, of the other team. The difficulty is saying, I can see the flaws in my own team.
Right. So, I mean, I don't think I've said anything that is against that position. Like, I understand. I mean, I laid out the situation with Fox News saying night and day, wokeism is communism, wokeism is Marxism, and just laying out that position. But you buy into that position, so.
Okay, you're not addressing what I'm saying, but it doesn't matter.
Well, no, you're saying there are dog shit takes on both sides of the political spectrum.
Of course,
right.
Of course.
And I agree, there are dog shit takes on both sides of the political spectrum. I don't want to loop again. I don't want to say the same thing again.
I know why. I know you're not addressing what I'm saying. So.
Well, what are you saying? I want to address what you're saying.
Well, even Dope I'm arguing with, he says, I'm talking to the rightoids in chat. We're making this argument.
What argument are the rightoids making?
Okay, I just said it. I don't want to repeat it, but whatever. We'll move on.
No, say it one more time, just real quick.
Dialogue always, shut the fuck up. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You literally have no fucking clue. You really don't want to come in here, Dialogue always, because you will become the avatar for my rage, which everyone in fucking chat will be so happy that you will suck all the anger away from the chat towards you.
Dialogue, I'm sending you the link right now.
No, this is why Dialogue always is a dumb fuck. Okay, here I am.
Don't be
attacking.
Mean. Don't be mean to Dialogue.
No, I'm going to be so fucking mean. This is how Dialogue. This is how you know. Wait.
First of all, read his super chat so people understand the context.
Dialogue
here.
always for $5. Thank you for the $5. Says watching Sitch 2.0 argue against Sitch 1.0 is actually hilarious. Okay, Dialogue always has no fucking clue about anything I believe, regardless of how many times I say it. He lives in a fucking bubble. And this is how you know that Dialogue always has literally his head up his ass about me, and how he's completely so emotionally his elephant. Just like mine right now, but I can actually see what's going on. His elephant blinds him from reality. Okay, here I am.
Can I send him the link? You don't care if I send him the link?
No, you don't send him the fucking link.
Oh shit.
Here I am. because we're going to move on after this.
Oh,
Here I
no.
am attacking the right wing narrative. Okay. Something Dialogue Always should fucking love, right?
Of
He's a
course.
big fucking lefty. He should be doing somersaults and fucking backflips.
But he
And
sees
yet-
you as the right wing narrative, though.
But yet, instead of being quiet, instead of just letting it happen, or instead of encouraging it, he attacks me. He rubs
Yeah.
it in my face. Okay.
He's saying,
and
look,
this, right.
which dialogue, which one is 2.0 the right wing narrative or Sitch 1.0? What do you mean by this?
This is how you know that Dialogue Always is completely consumed by cognitive dissonance. Because even when I'm doing something he should like, he still feels compelled to attack me for it. Isn't that fucking incredible?
It's not smart. It really isn't.
Yes.